Sell me this house in under 30 seconds.
I'll try it with a 30-second pitch to a homeowner. So you're a homeowner, 30 seconds, hard to sell a house in 30 seconds.
On average, a real estate agent, their first years, they're not going to make money in probably till their 8th or 9th month.
There's truth to that.
What's the most expensive house you've sold?
$7.5 million.
What's the commission on that?
Real estate agents will never tell you the truth.
I like that one, that's so true. Agents, welcome to the Get Keen podcast, your number one destination for learning how to get the most out of your real estate career. I'm Dan Lee, founder of Plum Property, one of Queensland's largest independent real estate offices, and Plum Partners, where we've helped dozens of agents create, run and grow their very own agencies. On Get Keen, I chat to high-performing agents, principals, and agency owners, so you have the tools, strategies, and insights to grow your business and live the best life for yourself and your family. Now let's get keen. All right, team, we're back. We're getting keen. Oh, I love this part of the show. It's reaction time to all the real estate, social media, crazy videos that have been going out there on the internet. Let's see the Hall of Famers. Let's bring some up and see what my producers from Vibes Creative have got for me today to comment on. So, starting off at number 1.
Sell me this house in under 30 seconds. Okay.
Is it for personal use or are you an investor?
Personal use.
Okay, you can buy it for less, like triple less than what it's going for in the market because of how damaged it is. You can flip it and you can sell it for double or triple more. Why wouldn't you want to buy it?
Why would anyone buy it?
Why wouldn't you want to buy it? You don't want to make money? You flip it. You buy it, you flip it.
I love her sassiness, this girl. But the great thing is the opening question that she did as well to sort of put it back on the girl.
You make it better and you sell it for triple the amount. So it's what 90% of the world does. You still don't want to buy it? You're telling me if you don't want to buy this house for like 40K market
Timer
value?
done.
That was good. That was entertaining. I think that girl. 30 seconds. Hard to sell a house in 30 seconds. I give her an 8 out of 10. All right, I'll try it with a 30-second pitch to a homeowner. So you're a homeowner. Well, the great news about this house is you're buying the worst house in the best street, which is what you always want to look for. You don't want to buy the best house on the worst street. That's going to devalue the home. But what's going to improve the home is the street presence and also the location. When you're buying real estate, you don't want to be looking at the house or the property you're buying. You want to be looking at the location. Real estate is all about location and future value is about location. And this location is close to all the shops, all the schools, the hospital, all within walking distance. That's great for your family. That's great for living, and it's great for on-selling in the future. All right, that was slightly over 30 seconds, but I reckon I sold it.
On average, a real estate agent, their first years, they're not going to make money in probably till their 8th or 9th month. So their first year, they're probably going to make less than $20,000, $30,000 if they figure it out. 88% of all real estate agents quit within 2 years. So it's a really high fail rate. And the main reason for that is because how are you going to pay your bills for the first 8-9 months that you're trying to become a real estate agent and you're not getting paid? So unless you have a trust fund, big savings account, or a sugar daddy, it's just hard to survive. You know, we've created systems to where our agents are closing deals within 90 days. We speed up the process with training, with opportunities, because there's a process. And if you leverage that process, then you can make money quickly. So our first year agents are making somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000 in their first year. That's really good money for a first year of anything.
There's truth to that. You're unlikely to start getting money really in I think at least the first 6 months as a real estate agent, because the process of getting a listing is meeting people, then finding an opportunity, then getting the listing, then getting it marketed, and then getting it sold, and then getting it settled. That whole journey is usually a minimum of 6 months. The likelihood of getting a listing straight off the bat in your first month and then getting it sold and settled is pretty rare. It can happen, of course. There's a lot of luck in real estate, but you know what they say, the harder you work, the luckier you get. All right, next one on the chopping block.
What's the most expensive house you've sold?
$7.5 million.
What's the commission on that?
200 and something $100,000.
You talked about your big break was a 3.6 million something.
That was my first house. Just turned 19. I had held open houses every single Sunday for 8 months, and then randomly this guy walks in. He liked the fact that I was just young and getting in the business. I guess I reminded him of himself when he was younger, and he literally was like, hey, I want to give you a chance.
Wow.
Anyone who's over the age of 18 can get your real estate license. And they think to themselves that it's an easy way for me to make money. And then they think to themselves, wait a second, like I've worked 4 months and I haven't earned a single paycheck. This is a waste of time. I could have made all this money had I worked a normal job. And they get frustrated and they quit. Most people, from what I've seen, leave after about 6 months.
So this is obviously a young guy that's already really successful in real estate, and everything he said resonates with every agent that the first part is really hard and most people do give up. And being young makes it a little harder, but when you're passionate, when you work hard, when you push through those tough times, there's a lot of rewards on the other side. And this young guy, he's already killing it. He didn't get lucky. He's successful now because he pushed through the really hard times and he didn't let his age, he didn't let getting knocked down or any challenges stop him from pursuing his dream. Oh, this one's about improving body language. Door knocking. Love
You never want to have your hands down by your sides because you are a threat to them. You're randomly showing up to their house, you are somebody who they're going to be perceived as a threat. So if you have your hands down by your sides, they're not going to be paying attention to the words that you're saying. They're going to be paying attention, they're going to be subconsciously paying attention to your hands. So that's why I always make sure when I'm here, I have my hands up to where the homeowners can always see them. And it just subconsciously lets them know that I'm not going to attack them. And I'm comfortable, relaxed, and sitting alone.
It's funny that he's American and he's talking about, you got to look at their hands to make sure they're not going to attack them. But I don't know if it's the same in every country, but yeah, it's not a bad piece of advice. Like, it is strange to have someone at your door, so you having a presence that is very non-threatening. So if that's if that's one of the non-verbal signals for being non-threatening, then it's a great piece of advice, and I would definitely try it. I also find that another thing that you can do to be very non-threatening is stand away from the door. So when you knock on the door, you don't want to be right up front. So when they open it, you got to give them their personal space. You're better off to walk all the way back. And if there's steps, be on the steps, sort of one step down, and make sure that you are not above their height if you can. Because that's like a feeling of being threatened, is when someone's like a lot larger than you. So like either crouching down or being lower than them can make people feel more comfortable. I think this is a funny one coming up.
Hi, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry I was late.
It's okay, I was reading because it was over an hour, but...
How was the drive?
Totally not even listening to her.
It was good, no traffic.
Okay, so I know there's a walk further to go. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Gary. Or it could be one of these keys. I'm just gonna have to try them all. Okay, I got it. Yeah, come on in. This is our beautiful remodeled home here in the area of...
This girl's really good at being that super ditzy, doesn't know what she's doing at all real estate agent that actually doesn't even care about the person. Pulls it off well.
Here in the area of California. These are brand new installments. So that's gonna be a brand new carpet, brand new roof. Everything is new.
It looks dirty, no? A little bit dirty? Like, it looks a bit dirty?
I wouldn't call it dirty personally. I wouldn't use that word to describe it. It's more of a vintage feel. So this would be the fireplace.
The good disagreeing with the other person's opinion just to show that she knows better. Perfect.
This would be the fireplace. Super gorgeous. I believe it's electric. You have to download an app. Let me show you the backyard. Just squeeze through. So how do you feel about the home?
I like it, but what is it going for?
So this one is going for approximately 1.1 million. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a little bit out of my budget.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not going to be able to take a picture with this sign.
All I can say is she'd be perfect for selling Sunset. Hey guys, just quickly, if you're loving this content and you're a real estate agent that's already thinking what it might be like to have your own real estate business and brand, then check out the show notes. There'll be a link to our Plum Partners website where you can leave an inquiry and me or one of my team members will reach out. We help agents to create, run, and grow their own real estate business and brand so they can earn more and set up a better future for themselves. So get keen, get in touch. Now let's get back to the episode.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the most common.
Oh, there's always got to be a Sirhan one in here.
Of the most common real estate client cliches. We'll wait for the market to get better. You know who else waited for the market to get better? The Bronchiosaurus. Yeah, he was waiting.
Good.
And a comet hit.
Because dinosaurs are really old. You see that?
Waiting for the market to get better to go buy a home is like waiting for the weather to go buy a convertible. You know when a convertible is the most expensive? When the sun's out, because everybody wants one. Our property is worth more than that. Yeah, no Sherlock. I want your property to be worth more than that too. You know what I want your property to be worth? $10 million. And I want to sell it in 1 second. Something is only worth what a buyer is willing to.
I wish we could actually talk to sellers like that.
Something is only worth what a buyer is willing to pay for it. That's why pricing is so key. Remember, buyers buy things in 2 ways: with their heart and with their wallet. It's really hard to negotiate with the wallet, but I can negotiate feelings all day long. We want the.
Oh, that's actually a golden line you could use in a presentation.
Want the furniture. Oh, yes, the furniture. My agents have lost many deals for me because of furniture. So if someone says we want the furniture, we say, put it into the offer. I can't replace this house on this corner with this driveway and this pool. You can replace a couch. I need to ask my spouse. If you're in a situation where you know you can get a deal done and someone says, oh, I need to ask my spouse, know that it's an excuse. And it's an excuse for not wanting to make a decision. So you sit down and you say, absolutely no problem. Let's go through the pluses and minuses of making this offer. And what do you think your spouse is going to be concerned with? Walk me through that. Let me help you get ready. And you can start building out a pro and a con list. And you can go into that spouse conversation as a team instead of as an excuse. Someone else is offering all cash. So if you're on the buy side, and
really good way of objection handling there. And he's right. With any objection, it is usually an excuse not to make a decision right now. So that was, if the ask the partner thing in particular, you can always get someone to commit and then say, why don't we go through this now? If we commit to this now, if you go home and you ask your partner, hey, I've decided to do this because I thought you would agree. If they say absolutely not, you just give me a call and we can cancel what we've just agreed together. Coming up next, I have a property video to check out.
Step inside this brand new.
This guy's from Brisbane. He does a lot of big properties around this area.
Scandinavian home in Tarragindi, Brisbane. Let's check it out.
The house is called Valhalla, which is basically the afterlife or heaven for Vikings.
I fell in love with this wine wall and the limestone behind it, but how's this touch-sensitive PowerPoint cylinder built into the huge kitchen island? This is a great floor plan. Downstairs completely opens onto an entertainment patio. There's a magnesium swimming pool, grassy courtyard, built-in kitchen, and a full bathroom downstairs. But keep watching because upstairs will blow your mind.
Yeah, look, this type of video walkthrough, I think it's super engaging, really easy to do, low cost. He does it really well how he walks through. The only downside is it's really easy to do with very nice houses like he's showing. If you've just got like a 2-bed, 2-bath unit, your video would be over in about 10 seconds. So yeah, if you've got really nice properties to show, this actually gives them a proper walkthrough rather than just like random shots with no sort of floor plan look through. So super engaging, easy to do. I recommend that style. Next one, we got another real estate skit. Let's give it a crack.
G'day, here for the listing? Mark from Mark Realty, how are you? Come on in, come on in. What's that smell? It's probably my cologne, yeah. Love to do a bit of spritzers. Got the bathroom here, took a massive shit before the open house actually. Yeah, that is my Mercedes parked out front. Have a look at this ironstone bench top. One whole slab, cut straight from Italy. Guess how much? $50,000. Sold.
Good, just cliche, slimy real estate agent angle. Not bad.
City views. Take a look at this backyard. So much room for activities. Tennis, basketball, rugby, handball. Kids are gonna love it. Which phone did you...
Just saying all the impossible things that you can't do with that block. Is that a classic agent thing? Do people really do that?
Did you call me on? Because I don't have your number or none of them. Look at that. Skylight. Natural lighting. Is this house ticking all the boxes so far? Well, I hope you're ready to make an offer. Because if not, I'm going to send you 50,000 emails until you do. Mark from Mark Realty. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Mark from Mark Realty. I like it. Give us another one.
Hi, is this Miss Rogers by chance? I was looking for Robert.
Who is this?
Oh, this is Griffin Cisneros calling. I apologize.
And what is this regarding?
Do you know what? I was looking for Mr. Robert. I had a quick question about the property 41. You guys even owned it or not?
I own it, but Robert does not.
Oh my goodness, so I must have had some bad information. I apologize about that. As you now know, the reason for my call was 41, and as you're probably well aware, a lot of people were sitting on the sidelines due to the election, obviously interest rates. Anyways, I say all that. We're seeing good activity recently, so I must ask if you were able to get 2.37.
This guy has mastered the art of the cold call. Listen to his energy, listen to everything that he does with his tone and his personality. The lady on the other end, you can tell that she doesn't want the call. She really just kind of wants to know, like, who are you and why are you calling? And most agents react like poorly to this, but this guy is just absolutely killing her with kindness and upbeat vibe. Let's see how it finishes.
You were able to get 2.375, maybe 3 million. Would you consider selling, or is that completely off the table at this point?
I would possibly consider it.
Just out of curiosity, what was the original game plan when you guys did approach the market?
For me, nothing out there interests me to downsize for me where to go.
I'd love to
see how the tone in this lady has now changed because of the way he was able to engage with her. Now she's in the conversation and he's looking for a way to possibly close this business.
I'd love to be able to at least pop by, give you an updated market report. I'd love to get a feel for the property myself and show you how my team and I help people just like you get to the closing table. Would you be completely opposed to that?
Why don't you text me your information?
I will shoot you a text so you have my information. And then I'm actually a local guy, so it's no problem for me. Over the weekend or some point this week, I'll at least drop by with a market analysis. I don't need a tour of the home. We don't have to do a whole walkthrough or anything, but that way I can shake your hand. You can put a face to the name and we can go from there. Fair enough?
Okay.
Any questions I can answer or anything I can do for you?
No, thanks.
Awesome. It was a pleasure. You have a great rest of your day.
Cool. I like that. You see what he did? So even though she didn't want to go that further step with too much information about him, he then did the whole, I'm going to be in your street anyway. Why don't I just stop by with the report? I don't need to come through. Super non-threatening. And she agreed to it. That is just real estate 101 classic, how to do cold calls and build relationships. If you can do that, you will win at this game. All right, last but not least.
Real estate agents will never tell you the truth, and you can't change my mind. This place is a hidden gem. That just means this place is on the best street in the worst area. My client is a motivated seller. That just means this person is actually desperate to sell this house. If they use the word cozy to describe the place, it means it can barely support 2 adults, let alone a family. Backyard, ready for your imagination? We have a pile of dirt and a bunch of weeds in the backyard for your DIY project that's going to stress out the family for the next 6 months. The place is X minutes away from, that means nothing is walking distance. Bring your vision to reality.
I like that one. That's so true. If you read any real estate agent ad these days, it says close to shops and amenities. Everything's, what does close to shops and amenities? Every single property is close to shops and amenities. Even 10 kilometers, 2 kilometers, it doesn't matter.
It just means you gotta blow the place up after you buy it. The place needs a little TLC. That means, unless you have 100K for renovations, you're essentially just paying for the land. Lastly,
that's so true. The place needs a little TLC, tender love and care. That always means it needs a complete overhaul.
Partial view means you can't see shit.
Partial view means you can't see shit. Yeah. Partial view means something's blocking everything good. Here's another good one you can use, all right? If the house is next to a highway, right? and the buyer says, "Oh, it's a bit noisy from that highway," you can say, "That's not highway. I like to call it city surf." All right, we're all done. I love those reactions. There were some good ones in there, some good skits. Reminds me I need to get back on the creative train and get some good skits down. Get your creativity out there, agents. That's what social media is all about. Get to it and get keen. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for tuning into the Get Keen podcast. If today's episode inspired you, please show your support with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And make sure you subscribe on your favorite platform too. Don't stop there. Join our community of forward thinkers by connecting with me on social media at Dan_Lee_Plum. I'm looking forward to exploring more strategies and insights with you on your journey to the top. Until next time, keep getting keen.